Okay, my good friends. Ding, 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 ding. It's 9 o'clock. It's Wednesday, and by far your favorite fintech CEO is ready to do the Trade Ideas live stream. Um, I want to know when everybody is ready to rock and roll. Just a little more feedback. El Benson, great to see you. Audio, video, good. That's good to hear. Um, Give me a little bit more feedback to make sure just everybody can hear me. And I'm going to let a few more people roll in before we totally get started. Yeah, baby. Truth seeker, just like me. I'm a truth seeker. Okay. So um, let me start with just a couple of basics. The new homepage of Trade Ideas. We have often discussed, and I've mentioned many, many times, how really there are two sports that are the most analogous and similar to stock trading, active investing. There's really three, but I'm going to speak to two of them. Up until just recently, we've had surfing on our homepage because in the stock market, the metaphor is riding momentum waves. And we try to catch the wave and ride it as much as we can and hopefully not to fall. But, falls happen. And the other sport that I've discussed many, many times is golf. Golf is obviously, something that I love. Myself, Steve Gomez, Brad Williams, the other senior partners at Trade Ideas, we've known each other for multiple decades, and we play golf. And Brad's son, who's also a team member of Trade Ideas, actually went through Q school. That's how good he was. Really good golfer, incredible golfer. What makes golf and trading so similar, and it's something that everyone here should understand, is that, and we joke about this ourselves, so often in golf, you will be at the range and you're just striping the ball. You're hitting it good. You like everything. And you're like, man, I'm ready for some serious competitive tournament golf. Then when it's time to go tee off, you just go move a little bit away from the range, go to the first tee box, put your ball on the tee, take your driver out, and then it's like you've never hit the golf ball in your life. It is so similar to trading, and I'm just going to get more into it. But the reason I'm showing you this, we changed the homepage because it's Masters time. We love the Masters. It's a tournament that, is exciting to watch, very high emotional, very charged. And we feel that we speak to the people that understand this. And that's why the text on the homepage says, master the stock market with Trade Ideas AI. Spot the move first and score, like in golf, with automated entry and exit signals. I'm going to show you those today. But I wanted you guys to just all be aware that we periodically change the themes on our homepage because unlike our competitors, we're not simply subscription vacuum service. We're like, subscribe. I mean, Trade Ideas might not be right for you. I'm just saying it right here. And the way you know if it is or isn't is the feel you get from the site, listening to the management, what I'm saying, and me showing you what the software can do and seeing if that resonates with you. That's why I love doing these live streams on Wednesday, is because as a CEO of Trade Ideas, I'm often finding myself deep in the trenches. We are constantly innovating, creating products. And what's very fun for me is that we've been doing this over 20 years, but we still feel very startup-y in a way. I don't even know what that word means, honestly, startup. We've been doing this forever. But I still love that my buyers burn with the ability to innovate and make it easier for all of you to do what myself and Brad and Steve and many other people at Trade Ideas had to learn to do painstakingly. It took us a long, long time. And for some of us, multiple accounts. You burn through an account. If you remember the movie Rounders, where Matt Damon went in, in the beginning of the movie, he went in and played KGB and lost it all and had to drive a truck for Knish. I'm aging myself. But again, the movie was kind of good, and poker and trading also have a lot of similarities. But what I'm pointing out to is oftentimes investors have to recalibrate. They have to start over. So this is very similar with golf. If you have a bad hole, you can't be like, well, I'm done. I suck. Recalibrate. And I'm going to talk about how we help you to do that with Trade Ideas. But again, my first thing here is to show you the new look and face of it. Any questions, any comments before I get started? One thing that I want to do more today is I'm going to kind of stop my personal presentation probably 15 minutes before. Usually I ramble through past 10 o'clock. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get done with my stuff a little bit earlier today. And instead, what I want to do is answer more questions. Does that sound good to everybody? I hope that it does. And without further ado, unless there are any pertinent questions right now, I'll just give you guys a minute to let me know. But are we ready to rock and roll? Hutch, I'll do some of that at the end. I'll come up with something for you guys. So yeah, just let me know. Yeah, I'll get you a good driver. 450-yard long drive. Okay, so just a couple of things that I am listening to, especially from Truth Seeker and everybody else, is I want to give you guys something to think about, okay, before we really jump into the tech. We've been doing this for 22 years, and I'm going to tell you what is the number one mistake that most of our subscribers make that get you out of the market and you never come back. Can somebody, before I go do it, tell you what I know the answer is? Can somebody in the audience tell me what they think the answer is? I'd like to hear from you a little bit, because again, then I will tell you, because it's simple and everybody will understand it. Give me a couple. What do you think is the biggest mistake traders make? Okay. Hutch says options. Okay. Let's get a couple more. Okay. L. Benson says selling too early. Let's get just a couple more, and then I'm going to tell you. And the answer is no so far. Hutch, what's ODTE? Okay. Niftop says not having a set strategy. Pepe says risk management. I would say Pepe is very close, but I'm going to really talk to a lot of these. First of all right, we have too many indicators. All of these are actually in lots of ways correct, but listen to me very carefully, because for those of you who want to stay in longer, I'm not telling you a theory. I'm telling you a fact from 20 years of interviewing people who have canceled. Okay, so we do, for a successful business like ours, and we're a subscription service business, as you all know, we conduct an immense amount of intelligence to try to figure out how can we help our subscribers succeed. I mean, that's where what you see in a lot of our tech. Through all of the discussions that we've had, the quote unquote focus group and analysis that we've done, and we've conducted this for, again, over 20 years, the number one mistake people make is they jump too early in with real money. Now, you may be a seasoned trader even, quote unquote, but people buy trade ideas and they want the get rich quick. I'm going to start making 30% instantly. This desire for getting rich quick, for the fast cash, is the number one cause of cancels and failures. Because what happens is you want the instant reward without being able to get proper feedback and putting in the work that it requires for you to get the reward. There is no technology, even our AI, that is a get rich quick scheme. But the way that marketing works and the way that people's perceptions are, they want that instant, fast, give me the money gratification. And by the way, it can happen. I want to tell you guys a quick story, and Steve Gomez, who's listening to this, knows this story so well. Steve Gomez and I met when I was a day trading teacher in my late 20s in San Diego, California. I was charging, I believe, close to $5,000 for a 3-week course where I taught people how to trade on the NASDAQ SO system. I've explained what that is. It was a system that was around in the 90s that really actually gave individual investors a level playing field. But I'm going to tell you a story that if you can incorporate into your mind and hear it, you're going to find that this might be the most valuable story and part of this whole live stream that you have ever heard. And this is 100% what happened. So I came in, and a day trading firm hired me because I was a good trader at the time already. I'd kind of gone through the learning curves. I knew what to do. They came in because they were running an operation that was teetering on failure. They had a couple of, accounts that people who would, back in the day, there was not a lot of fast internet. So you would go to a trading office that had a T3 line, had fast internet, and you sat in front of the computer at the day trading office and you traded. It's actually kind of a fun, dude experiment. In terms of experience, it's kind of like sitting at a poker table to some extent, except you're not necessarily playing against the other players. But there was a lot of camaraderie and things like that. And they brought me in so that I would teach them how to do it because I was already a successful trader at the time. So there was a group of people who did not take my class, but were already not subscribers, but were clients of the firm when I got there. And one of them is this gentleman with the name Ron L. I'm not going to give his last name. But what happened next, and this was like literally on the first day that I came into this firm, and I know that Steve Gomez, who's listening to this right now, is nodding his head, and he knows what I'm going to be talking about. But pay attention, everybody. It's the best effing lesson you're ever going to get, and it's real life, and it's true. So I came in, this firm hired me, I'm ready to go. Ready to start teaching classes, and I'm talking, I'm walking around. I've been in day trading operations already 3 years by this point. This is 1998. So in your terms, it's when dinosaurs ruled the world. But 1998, I'm 3 years into trading. I'm 28 years old. I come into this room, and at that time, so every time you're trading, there's like these hot stocks that are around. You have the Tesla right now, and NVDA, and of course everyone's like Q's, Spiders, Apple, whatever. Back when I started in the very early 90s, it was Netscape, but all the computer stocks were like the quote unquote internet stocks of 2000. In the 90s, it was the computer stocks. And the stock that was arguably the most volatile and the hottest stock at the time was a stock that still exists today, different companies slightly, but pretty much mostly the same. It's called Dell Computer. You can look it up. DELL is their symbol. They're now called Dell Technologies. But when we were around in this trading firm, it was Dell Computer. And I knew about them because I actually happened to have gone to school with the brother of the CEO, who was, by the way, like worth like $10 billion. His brother's a year older than I am, and we went to middle school together. But needless to say, Dell Computer was a huge momentum stock play runner in the mid 90s. And the gentleman, Ron, had just opened an account, and his first trade was he bought Dell Computer. And Dell, and back then we used to trade in 1,000 share lots because that was the way the SO system worked. So you'd be in 1,000, out 1,000. And sometimes you would trade for what was called eighths or quarters or sticks, which is a point. Ron bought 1,000 shares of Dell Computer. I think it was like for $30. And it ran up 7 points in 35 minutes. He made $7,000 his first day trading in 35 minutes. What do you guys think happened to Ron after that? Can somebody listening to this story give me their take on what happened? Come on, you guys, type it out. You heard what I just said. Ron's first trade, he made $7,000 in 35 minutes. What happened to Ron? Ron went broke, like Nifton said, because the lesson he learned was so bad because he thought that that's what the way the game is. Yes, 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 yes. That first trade, which, by the way, again, I'm speaking to the instinct. It broke him completely mentally. He wanted that 7,000 again and again and again. It's like taking a hit of heroin because you want that high, but you can never get it back. It broke him completely. And the reason I'm speaking about this right now is because that mentality is what breaks most traders. The same concept. Even if you got what you wanted, it would break you. And the reason it would break you is because getting lucky the first time doesn't teach you what Pepe said. Risk management, how to handle the downs and ups of trading, because it's not always going to be just gains. You have to be able to handle the losses. Going back to the professional golf and the Masters and what you're seeing here, the great players, the Schefflers, the Tiger Woods of back in the day, Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, they know how to control their mind to recover. They control their emotions. L. Benson is 100% correct. You can't have an addictive personality, but even more so, the problem of instant gratification is what happened with Ron on that first trade. It taught him what was possible, but it didn't teach him that he got lucky. He thought this was the way it was, and then he took those same risks over and over and over again, and he was mentally destroyed. Again, it ruined the man. And trading can do that. It can ruin a man or a woman. And the problem that happens is you have this desire for the lifestyle and all this stuff, but you don't put in the work that it takes to get you there. So I'm going to now close up this window. Okay. And I'm going to jump into the Trade Ideas AI and what we try to do to mitigate some of the risks that you're going to be facing, how we address solving the problem, why we think we are the #1 technology and service for this problem solving, and how you can benefit. That's really what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you not make the mistake that Ron made. And you know that from me telling you, you know that this story happened. I mean, Steve confirmed it. It's just stuff that you guys all should know. Like, that sounds like some shit that I bet happened. Okay. How do you avoid it? Well, #1, what you're seeing here, and I'm just going to pivot right now to the technology. Remember, you're watching me on Trade Ideas Pro. Okay. This is a dev build that I have. It's got a lot of stuff that some of you don't have, but this is a channel called the Holly AI. This is our premium product, but this is the product that most people buy. Every day, our AI gives you statistical entry and exit points. Remember what I showed you. Let me bring this back real quick. Bear with me for 1 second here. This message right here. Master the stock market with Trade Ideas AI. Spot the move first and score with automated entry and exit signals. Okay. Let me move this Slack. Okay. So what does that mean? The problem that we realized was that people trade very emotionally. They don't trade hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get the SteamYard back here so I can see what's going on. Is everyone still seeing my screen? The problem is I can't tell where the browser is that has the SteamYard in it. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. My bad. I'm okay. There I am. I found everything. Sorry. Okay. People trade emotionally, and to some extent that can be helped in a lot of ways, but emotions cloud judgment. And what you want to do is you want to trade more systematically. What does systematically do? Systematically trading is, in Vegas terms, counting cards. Does everyone understand what card counting is and why the casinos don't allow it? For those that don't, I'll just give a quick high-level overview. Card counting is keeping track of what's going on in blackjack, for example, in a way that you know how many face cards have happened versus how many low cards have happened. If you are card counting, you have a slight advantage over the house. And gambling operations do not like advantages being given to other people. So in Trade Ideas, we thought to ourselves, how can we possibly create a situation where we are giving people that use our software a card counting advantage? Okay. And what we decided was that the best way to do that is to use our phenomenal database technology. So what separates us from TrendSpider, TradingView, Bloomberg, even TC2000 is our data feed. Pepe is probably the one here, and I love that he comes here. He seems to have a real great understanding of what we do from a technological point of view, but I just want to talk to it real quick so that you know, and especially for the people who are new. We collect all the raw data from the exchanges. Lots of people do that. Bloomberg, Signal, TC2000, TrendSpider. Everybody collects data from the exchanges. But what we do differently is, as we take in the raw data, we recreate the feed ourselves. This allows us to create opening range breakouts in real time, 5-minute highs, 10-minute highs, 15-minute highs, unusual volume spikes, because instead of just taking the data in, we are watching it in real time. And since we're watching it in real time, we have a historical database of everything that's happened. So we use that historical database to gamify entry and exits. Every single day, this AI, what does it do? Okay, here's the long entries, historical, short entries, historical. And then we have this visual window that tells you, for example, the reason like this is cool is because this buy signal is back in play, right? It happened right here. It pulled back, but now it's going again. This is the kind of stuff that we just continuously bring up to people. And, here's an example. Let me minimize this so you can see it. So here's an entry signal that we had at 21.75. And it's just creeping. Oh, look how good this looks. This is the card counting type of technology that is going through the statistics of up moves and saying, what are the fingerprints of an up move that continues? In other words, we look at a stock that runs up on day one, but what were the components of stocks that went up for multiple day runs on significant percentage gainers that we can extrapolate into seeing, well, this is happening today, the same footprint or fingerprint, like this type of volume right here that you're seeing, big volume spikes, 4%. These are all the telltale signs. What makes this tech so powerful is, again, this AI, even though you're seeing, so here's a signal today. Let's just talk about this real quick, okay? It happened right here at 1:45. You got this notification right when it happened. It was 16 minutes after the market, okay? And it went entry right here, 5 minutes after the entry is working, right around the price. And then it shot up, let me move this, all the way to 217. That's close to 40% in one day. This is what our statistical analysis engine is looking for. And what I want to make sure everyone understands is there is no fortune telling in the stock market, okay? This is FBI serial killer profiling versus a magic 8-ball. What is FBI profiling? Well, crime gets committed. Behavioral analysts, and we are quantitative analysts, come in and they dissect the crime scene. What happened? What looks like happened before? What looks like happened after? What happened during? We take our quantitative engine, our AI, Holly. We look at every big move that takes place, large percentage moves, and we say, well, what happened right before? What happened during the move? And what happened after? And we continue to look for that. That doesn't mean that every single move we spot is going to happen. No. But it means that we are the only system like that of its kind. And with us, you have a much higher chance of finding unusual moves. In this particular case, you're already trading a stock that's trading 347 times relative volume, and you're catching an 89% mover. So remember, we talked about big wave riding. This thing right here tells you huge earnings. So they had earnings on April 1st after the market, and the earnings were huge. Obviously, this is obvious, okay? Notice right here, picture in picture, so powerful. And the reason this is so powerful, right, is because this taps into your subconscious mind. Notice that Sports Warehouse has been as high as $17, and it's been just getting annihilated during the Biden administration. Lots of businesses in the US destroyed. But could this be the turn? Imagine if this was a turn and you have like 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares and it goes to 10. At $10, I mean, you've made more than a year's worth of income. This is what we are talking about. This is the remember I gave the example of Ron Lim. Oh, I should have said his name. You don't know how to spell it. Sorry, Ron. Yeah, it's over like 40 years ago. This isn't the Dell 7 points in one day trade. I mean, although this is a big percentage mover nonetheless. But the idea here is, and this is the power of picture in picture. Look at what you put. You see, like this tells your mind the potential. This is the 5-day, 5-year, 1 year. You're talking about right here. This is down 36% in a year, even though it's up 89 today. I have to tell you guys, that picture-in-picture charting is probably one of the most powerful innovations that you're ever going to see anywhere. And we're the only ones that have it because we understand how the mind works. I've spoken about being in the zone and how that relates to trading. I speak to it because it's important for everybody to hear and to reiterate. Trading is not done where all of a sudden 10,000 indicators line up and it's like, ta-da, okay, I'm getting in. You spot a move like this one, you get a signal for it, and it has to be a gut feel. Boom, gut feel. Do you think this makes sense? Could this be the turn? 44% down in 1 year, up 62% today, though. 117 times relative volume. You understand, you're surfing the big waves. This is not the type of wave. I mean, you're expecting the volatility. This is what you're paying the AI engine to find you. You're not in, even though, like, again, let me bring this up again. Tesla. I'm going to compare this. So notice the percentages. Tesla, very good move, 14 points. I'm, by the way, in this stock too, up 5% on 2 times normal volume. By the way, also really potentially could be a huge turn. But this is up 89%. This is up 62%. Tesla is where, so I'm in Southern California, and I love using good metaphors for everybody to understand the philosophy of what we try to bring to the table. Unlike our competitors, we've never raised money. We're not a VC funded operation. You are dealing with the only people that have ever been in trade ideas, and we have zero outside funding. American made, no outside developers, everything done right here in the good old US of A. And I live in Southern California where lots of people surf. Bring your board out, paddle out, catch some waves. Awesome. But what you're doing here, metaphorically speaking, is your big wave riding. Okay. You're not paddling into 62% move waves. You need a towing, and the AI is your jet ski. That's Laird Hamilton getting you a ride into the wave. That's what's going on here. Okay. Let me show you just, again, another example. So we have the historical down here, and we let you, and we want you to be aware of what we've done. Because I like to not speak hypotheticals. I like to speak the proof is in the pudding. Here, 312. So just a couple of weeks ago, AI signal, footprint, the volume. Remember, we talked about the quantitative profiling. 306, okay? One trade, and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, it went to 16. That's 500% potentially. I think so. Yeah. Insane move. This is what you're buying trade ideas for. And by the way, as investors, as market participants, and so many of you are here, have been in the game a little bit. Okay. But that this is not this move right here from 306 to 16. You're not going to catch this in this. Ain't going to be happening in NVDA. 0.94. Where does the media want you to look? 0.47. 0.24. 0.86. 0.61. 0.61, 0.86, Tesla 5%, and Tesla is like the giant outlier. And we are talking about from 3 to 16. Does everybody understand the simple thing that I'm trying to communicate as it relates to what is possible versus what you hear versus what you think versus what you pay for? This is the Trade Ideas advantage. It's all right here. Okay. And the beauty of this window and why I speak about it, and this is our premium product, but is the one that, even I gotta be honest. Okay. I'm going to be very, very, very honest right now. And it's probably, Steve, don't be upset. Chris, don't be upset for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. Okay. Because dang it, it is the truth. I like the truth. So listen to me, you guys. Trade Ideas Premium AI, our premium product, the one that I'm showcasing today. And by the way, I showcase all sorts of different stuff. I will talk about the money machine and everything else towards the end of the presentation. But the Trade Ideas AI is our premium product with 0 discounts, and I mean 0. Okay. If you bought this product today without any promos or discounts or anything else, it would cost you $2,200 for the entire year. Okay. If $2,200 for a stock picking AI that gets you into CRVO at $3 and potential of 17, if that is a lot of money for you, you have a lot more problems. Remember, we talked about what makes people succeed and fail. I'm going to give you the second part of it. If $2,200 for a Trade Ideas technology is too much for you, you won't succeed in the stock market. I'm sorry. And the reason is for the same reason of poker dynamics. So I've talked about what makes people fail. This is an important thing, you guys. And, I'm sharing over 25 years of experience with you. We talked about the Ron experiment where he got in, made $7,000 in 35 minutes, and it destroyed him. The desire to get in quick makes people get in quick and make money quick, put real money on the line. That makes people fail the most. Number 2, what is number 2 before what's number 2? I want some people to guess. And NIPTOP, we're going to talk about that, of course. What do you guys suspect is the second most important reason in success or failure when it comes to active investing? And it has to do with poker. So, by the way, L. Benson, no, but actually close, but no. So there have been 3 trades today, you guys. We notice we have this visible for profitable because we want you to focus on what's working. Okay, there has been one that isn't working, and I'm going to show you what it looked like. We don't hide anything, but look, here it is. It got in right here at 980. It went as high as 1029, and it's just been trading very close to the signal, but it's down. So we have 3 trades total. Okay, win percent today is 66.7, which is out of the park, by the way. And 1% down, 17 and 27. Okay, that's still insanely good. And the reason we have it sorted this way is to keep you focused. You should be focusing on what's working, not the losers. And the losers, you're going to have to make your own decision in terms of when to exit and what kind of stops you use. Okay, NetTrader says greed. Your bond says patience. NIFTOP says risk management. The answer is no. Okay. Mark, Right. I mean, you have to make some choices. Trading is not a quick scheme that does it all for you. You have to make choices, but listen carefully, you guys. Remember, I brought this up. I said, you're watching our premium product without any discounts. This product costs $2,200 for the year. The year. That's like $3 a day. I'm terrible at math. Okay, maybe not, but somewhere right around there. The second reason why most people fail at trading is the most obvious reason. Are you guys ready for it? It ain't going to surprise anybody when I tell you. The second most important reason why everybody fails is underfunded. This is how casinos make money. I've given this example before, but it's very critical because it needs to be reinforced. Casinos make money because everybody that goes to play the blackjack table brings $500. I'm using that as a high-level example. Nowadays, with $25 minimums, you're going to need a lot more. But $500 is not enough money for you to go through the statistical odds to find the run where you can make money playing proper strategy. Most people that get into active investing are underfunded. They are underfunded. Okay. If you're underfunded, that means your risk tolerance is less. This is why when people are playing poker against one another, a big chip opponent has a huge advantage over a small chip opponent. Small chip opponent has to basically be able to go all in almost all the time because he's got to win, win, win. There's no ability to fold and play the odds. In this particular example with our AI, somebody who's got like a $25,000, well, $25,000 is not really even enough for March. Let's say you have a $30,000 account to trade. Well, you basically have $5,000 worth of wiggle room. Okay. 5,000 wiggle room is not as much wiggle room as you may think you need when you've got moves that can move these types of percentage points. Think about the volatility. Like if you thought, oh, this thing's going from 14 to 30, you bought it 14, and you find yourself at 7 real quick. That's 100. Like to go from 7 to 14 is 100%. You guys see what I'm saying? Just reversing the move here. And from 7 back to 13 is almost 100%. You're in 100% moves. By the way, Mark, DJ, I really appreciate what you're saying. Thank you. I mean, we appreciate that. That's how we build this tech. But I'm just giving everyone here, hopefully, the advice that they can incorporate and take with them, because this is not about magic indicators. It's about having the proper technology, and Trade Ideas AI is an incredible part of this proper technology. But you can make anything you want with our tech, where you can go to an alert window. And by the way, look at all the stuff that we have for you. Bullish strategies. Down big yesterday, but up big for today. I'm just saying, like, it's right here. I did like, whoa, sorry. I don't know what I just did. Dang it. Just sometimes, come on. That's a bad window. Where did this go? I'm going to close this up. That's okay. All right. Let me bring this in. Okay, so I just opened an alert window. Let me see if I caught the right one. I think I didn't. Let me go ahead again. Configure. Bullish strategies. And there's so many pre-configured ones that are ready to go. Where was the one? Down big yesterday, but up big today. Load settings. and hit OK. Let's see if that, okay, there we go. Down big yesterday, but up big today. Notice this is the daily chart. I want to make sure that you understand that in this configuration window, there's so much that you can do. I mean, these are like my recent settings, but whether you're going bearish or whether you're going bullish. Okay, look at this, for example, up 50 cents in the last 5 minutes. I don't know what the hell NVDA is. So from here, let me find that window back. It's behind the dock. There you go. Okay. Just so you can see it better. Picture in picture. Up 50 cents or more in the last 5 minutes on big volume spike. This again goes back to the data, and what I'm showing you is that these alert windows. And here's something cool that again you can do. Mark, thank you so much. Nip Top, again, you guys, I really appreciate what you're saying because you're letting, you know, we obviously, you guys know, we don't pay our people here to pitch for us. I think that good traders and people that really understand data to some extent, and the more you deal with trade ideas, the more you understand it. Most of our subscribers have had other vendors, you know. We just do it completely differently than anyone else. Like what you're seeing here. See this? Like the way it's real time seeking and hunting. Notice I can drag the chart. I'm going to bring this back. Okay. You are finding things. You have the ability to find things. And not only that, but I'm going to show you how the AI operates behind the scenes. And this is something that, again, you can do. Notice, look at the volume. You can see the 5-minute volume bar and the percentages. Like, look at this. I mean, this is the beauty and the power of what we bring to. And by the way, I mean, I got to say, so this was a big down move. O'Reilly, did they have earnings? I don't know what happened here. Maybe because of some bullshit on the tariffs that people are afraid of. But oh, it's this. Sorry. This is a holy shit. This thing's $1,400. I'm reading. I'm like, what is this number? How is that 6% not even showing up here? Whoa. Okay. I don't trade stocks that are 1,400, but our software, like, you know, you can filter it for anything. So like in this particular case, I can go to Windows specific filters. We have so many filters, but I can hide the unused ones, and I can say min, $1, max 50. So I'm just modifying it a little bit here. Okay. Notice here, change 5 minutes. You can see what that is, 50 cents. And now we're back to the one that we had before. So you can refine, you can do all sorts of things with the technology, and you can ultimately test it for an entry signal. So let's say you wanted to be in one of these stocks, okay? Remember, I'm going to just go quick. Any alert window, I right click, I can go back test this as a strategy. Is this a signal? So let's say I'm getting in at 6:45, just showing you guys what can be done. But, and I don't get into any more trades after 12. Remember, I'm in California, so the market ends at 1 o'clock here. So right here. Okay, so this is my trade window. But I'm going to say timed exit. See, like you can say, well, what if I held these for 30 minutes? How would I do? Let's take a look. So once again, remember, you have access to the most powerful database engine for stock analysis in the world. Okay, this is in the world. TradingView is crying right now somewhere because they're watching what you do. Do you see that we are now gamifying 2,500 but more? Okay, so I can finish. Okay. Seems like a terrible idea for 30 minutes, right? Terrible idea. But what happens if this simply just tells you that, well, I just picked the wrong direction? Okay. Run again. What if for 30 minutes I can short? Do you understand the power of what I just did? I mean, this right here is worth way more than $2,200. So what you're understanding here is, and again, I'm not saying that this is exactly the way that all strategies are built, but certainly you are now able to see something with trade ideas that no other person is able to see. So in the first 30 minutes, these are pullback moves. Okay. Look at the number of trades, and again, you can refine it, but do you see what I'm saying? So by the time you've seen the 50-cent move, for the most part, statistically, from a poker or a blackjack point of view, you would take the mean reversion or the other side. How powerful is this, what you just learned? I mean, I can't really describe it. So you started with an idea, and it took you one click to refine it. That, my friends, is the power that you are seeing. This could continue. I want to show you something else real quick. Just again, remember, we're on the 27th. I think we missed, this was a gap down. So this is, okay, so I want to give you a great example of the tricky part of trading. So our software is sniffing out that this thing is overdone, and these Chinese stocks, come on. I don't know what to say about them, but we called the short here, but it didn't work for 1, 2, 3 days. But obviously our profiler sniffed the right thing, because after that it gapped down, and look where it is. This is very tricky. Like, this is the part where, but I want to show you that this is part of the battle that we face. Okay. Here one that you could have been in, and this one is a totally different one. Short, when closed a little bit above it, next day went below it, next day went below it, and then the huge gap down. So this is what I'm trying to say is that, you guys, this is what we are hunting. This is what we are positioned to give you. There is no other technology that you can ever subscribe to that has our data feed. We are a one-of-a-kind, completely unique technology. All right, as I said before, I'm stopping my blabbing, so to speak. So Jim, you're talking about, can we remove the money machine feature from the web dashboard? We will. You're talking about just the races? I mean, all of that is, let me see if I can, I'm going to bring this up. See if I understand what Jim is asking for. Okay, I'm going to close this up, you guys, because I think we're done there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, whoops, hold on. So I'm on the Trade Ideas web-based dashboard. Okay. So Jim, you're talking about seeing this information right here. So we will give an option for that. I mean, we kind of give you enough room where we feel like, again, from an emotional point of view, it shouldn't really bother too many people. This is it is coming out very, very soon. And we've said this before, creating this tech is kind of not as easy as some people would think it requires an immense amount of processing, but we are trying to showcase what is possible in this particular case, especially in the sense that, like, here's the winner, but you're not up any money in it. Well, you know, it's halted. But you will have an option for money machine data to be visible or not visible. But Jim, you can't do it manually, okay? I understand what you're saying, but remember, the money machine is for automated entries and exits. You can use it as a guide, like an indicator, but trying to go manual is not the way to do it. So just keep that in mind. And we will totally give you an ability to not view it. That will 100% be the case. But remember too, in Trade Ideas Pro, you really don't see that. So if you're using the downloadable version, you can completely avoid that, if that makes sense. Let me ask more questions. So L. Benson asked, I'm just kind of going up the board here, and I'm saying, L. Benson asked, are there any favorite times of day to trade? I would say the most optimum time for momentum is the first 30 minutes. That's typically when the biggest momentum waves take place. Rid, this has been the question that's been ongoing. So we are about to get a development build ourselves inside of Trade Ideas Pro, the product that you see, where we are trying to get our first hands on it internally to really start the real testing. So from what I understand, it will 100% be in April for simulated trading, but we're still going to piecemeal the delivery, like probably first 50 people. Again, we're going to email. This is for premium people. And we're going to get the first 50 people that want to get it will have it. But we're going very, very carefully, simply because the amount of orders that the money machine places is typically 10x the norm from what people usually do in simulated trading. So we just want to make sure the server is able to handle it, or we're able to spin up more servers as needed. So Pedro, I'm trying to see what you're saying. Trade Ideas educational channel. You guys should have something better to LPOS tickers. It's not a cheap platform. I don't have any good options to show any of my mover scanners. I'm not sure what you meant, but I'm sure we can help you. First of all, remember what I said before. If $2,200, and this is our premium product, is something that you are finding expensive, you're going to have way more problems than the Trade Ideas scanner. And I showed you anything that is moving, we're spotting it. There's nothing that we do not spot. Just nothing. Again, I can go to, I'm just doing the web-based stuff right here. And this is far less advanced than our downloadable stuff, but these are the biggest down movers. These are the biggest up movers right now. I mean, you can see the first thing you see that just popped up is up 400%. No, Rick, you will probably be up for the, so the beta testing that's coming out, shoot an email to info@trade-ideas.com and say, I'd like to be on the list of the first people to beta the MM. We're kind of compiling it and we're getting it ready. Again, nothing has been released, so that's why you don't have it. But the more we hear from people, the more likely you are to be on the list. If that makes sense. Yeah, there's going to be 0 institutional people on the money machine. I mean, we can't theoretically prevent somebody like a hedge fund from using it to some extent, because, you know, they can just, we have many hedge funds who use our software, but we don't know that they're hedge funds. They kind of just pretend to be individuals. But what I'm trying to say from the other comment about not seeing something, like, I mean, let's just look real quick. You know, whatever is moving, we are showing it to you, up or down. I mean, that's how we roll. There is nothing that we do not see. Net Trade 1, the list isn't out yet, but we will create a whole information packet for everybody. This hasn't happened yet because it's not out. Pedro, shoot an email to support. We will get you dialed in. We don't know. Remember, this is a live stream, so most likely, again, because we do catch everything, most likely it's just you learning how to use a piece of the tech. Let's take a look at WTF. Okay. I mean, it's in our database. We're catching it. It's all there, you know. And we caught it yesterday too. This, you know, from here to here, there were tons of alerts on it. It's just a matter of getting your settings dialed in. If you shoot, our support is top notch. So if you shoot us an email, we will help you. The first 100 will be part of that 50. Yeah, I mean, that 50 is going to come from the first 100 that did the email campaign. But again, we may add a few more. We're just really, the key here is we don't want to break our simulated trading server when I'm trying to use a metaphor for here. You know, imagine you've got a race with like the best sprinters, Usain Bolt, all these other guys that are just like the #1 sprinters you've ever seen. Then somebody wheels out a little area next to them, and there's 2 more lanes that come in, and the sprinters look over to the right and they see a cheetah and a greyhound. You know, like how they're going to feel like, looks like I'm not winning the race. That's what we're Pedro, again, without, you know, as the CEO, I'm not in that thread, but we certainly know that we can help you. 100%. And we have, if support sent you here, you know, that is good. But again, IPOs, you know, act differently. I'm showing you, we do track the data. So usually that is some sort of a user error in a sense that, or a user training where we need to just show you how to do it. We track it all. So we'll get you there. We'll make sure that that doesn't happen again. We want to make sure. So yeah, Brian, thank you very much. Okay, you guys, wow, huge crowd today. I love it. I hope you enjoyed this. The two big lessons that I wanted everyone to take away is it takes time to really learn how to do this the right way. Jumping in with real money and doing it without practice and simulation is like going to the golf tournament without ever practicing on the range and even knowing how you hit the ball. That's why people practice. Practice makes perfect. It's a great mnemonic. Use it. Our simulated trading is a way for you to get a feel. That's what it's there for. And we have the most powerful simulated trading engine in fintech. And that's the thing that's powering the money machine. We want to make sure that doesn't break. And we want to make sure that when we turn on the money machine, everything works the way it's supposed to work. All right, you guys, thank you for your time. Again, incredible number of people. I'm really excited. And again, thank you, everyone. Any help you need, talk to the Trade Ideas Education channel and they will dial you in. Again, some of the things that Pedro talks about, could be, again, nuanced things. IPOs act differently than other stocks, and in the database, they are different, Pedro, because regular stocks are there all the time, but when something new comes into the database, it behaves totally differently. It doesn't have all the volume baselines and things like that. So that's probably what's there. Yeah, I think that's really the answer there. All right, you guys, love you all. Have a great rest of your week. Take care, and I will see you back again on Wednesday. I'm hoping to show you a totally new version. And it's going to be very cool. Some exciting, like the next live stream should be one of the more exciting ones I've ever done in terms of tech. All right, you guys, take care. Have a great rest of your week, and appreciate everybody here. Tell your friends, trade ideas. That's how we survive. Appreciate it.